So we've got the top off the table here. This is my existing INCRA plate for a 3612 Makita router. The hole, of course, with this table was already pre-cut and it's already been pre-leveled. So if you're using your own router table, you're going to need to use these little grub screws to provide the leveling surface. They're very, very easy to install. And in actual fact, everything's pretty easy to install. We have to put a little offset grub screw in the top corner here. Just tighten that in until it's just below the surface. And this little screw here locks the plate in place. So when I want to take this one out, it's just a matter of undoing it, removing the ring, and lifting it and pulling this unit out. So get the power cable out and put that on the floor, and then it's just a matter of dropping this one in. Now the lift weighs 5 kilos. The body for the router weighs also about 2.5 kilos, so it's not exactly the lightest thing on the planet. Now, what I can see here is that this is perfectly flush here, and it's high here. And all it is just a matter of turning the screws underneath the table here until we have a perfectly flat surface. Okay, now underneath the table we have to go now, because attached to the bottom of the plate is a couple of spaces where we can actually push it right up against the side of the table, and that there gives extra stability even though we've already locked it with the scrub screw. And in actual fact we can do that now. That just turns half a turn and it's right up tight against the table now. Okay, so the next thing that we have to do is to calibrate this, and I'll show you why in a moment, how we're going to do that. But first of all, we'll lower this here down, and it's a simple case of disengaging the spindle lock, click, and away we go. Scraping it, nothing dramatic, and down we go. Very, very smooth action. Okay, it comes with a series of inserts here, and they are just a simple case of clicking on for this size bit, and to remove them again, Allen key underneath here and lift it straight off. Really, really simple. Okay, I'll quickly show you for our little bit of testing which bits we're going to be using. Here I've got a 19mm straight cutter, 12mm shaft, finger joint bit, also with a 12mm shaft, and finally a raised panel bit, also with a 12mm shaft. So if we take a look at our standard Roman augie bit here, that weighs about 40 grams. The straight bit weighs 75. This comes in at 200 grams, and this here at 215, and it's a 67mm cutting width. So I think between these three bits, we're truly going to be testing what this router can do. Okay, back in a moment.